Well, good morning guys, welcome back and thanks for joining us again. And as always, if you're liking these videos, remember, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Remember, it's free to subscribe, it costs us nothing, all it does is it helps us out and it helps you find our videos in the future. So, it's really early in the morning. I don't know if you can hear that, even the dogs are kicking off, it's that early. It is about 7 o'clock in the morning. And we're leaving Great Haywood. The first lock is literally a couple of 100 yards away. And the reason that we are setting off so early is because today we want to get to a place called Rugeley in Staffordshire. The reason for that is it's time to restock the boat. The cupboards are starting to look a little bit empty. The fridge is definitely empty. The freezer's half empty. So it's time to go and restock everything. There's also a pub chain called Table, and they do fantastic all-you-can-eat breakfast. It's everything. It's pancakes and waffles and cereals and toast and every imaginable cooked item you could have on a cooked breakfast and unlimited coffees. It's absolutely fantastic. But you've got to be there before 10:30. Rugeley is about a 2.5 hour cruise, and then when we get there it's probably about a 20-minute walk from where we're going to be mooring up. So in order to make Louise a happy little girl, we've got to set off this early. So that's why we're going this early anyway. But what a beautiful morning. What an absolute beautiful morning. I mean, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm wearing a t-shirt. It's a beautiful day. It's still a little on the chilly side, but it's pleasant. So I'm really looking forward to today's cruise, really am. It's been a while. So, we've got a bit of a confession. You've just seen we're leaving Great Haywood, and last week you would have seen that we was trading at Great Haywood. But there were two separate times. We've actually traded twice at Great Haywood, and we've had a week off filming. Really, we've done a few bits and pieces. But the orders keep coming in. You guys are fantastic, ordering all the shoulder windlass holders and the belt windlass holders, and that's kept us busy. And we've needed to get some supplies in, which meant it was easier to stay around Great Haywood than it would be to move on. It was easier for us to get some horseshoes delivered from the local farriers. So what we did actually do is nip down the Staffs and Worcester down to Tixall Wide, and we spent a few days down there at Tixall Wide getting some work done, getting some jobs done, meeting up with some people, and yeah, and then we come back up and traded at Great Haywood again. So yeah, just really busy, so we didn't film. But here is a little bit of a sneaky peek at what went on last week.
I've got 245 gallon drums at home, but like you say, keeping them in this.
Yeah,
I'm getting them here, to be honest.
I'm limited with the weight I can carry on the boat as well.
Ah, you don't want to sink it.
Yeah, it gets very, very heavy.
Well, I'm the one getting dirty, not you.
Because I'm doing the filming. Unless you want to film and I'll get dirty hands.
Now I know why you do this filming. It means you don't have to do any work.
Take really on.
Don't tell her that, she'll suss me out. How's that going to get up there? I should have brought the boat this way for water because we needed water. This is got to be hard work. Right, well the horseshoes have been put away and we've finally managed to get a spot on the water point. Very, very busy water point, this one at Great Haywood. But we're on the water point, filling up nicely, and then we've got to push out over that side to then come round and go that way. And we're going to head down on the Staffs and Worcester and hoping to get a spot down at Tixall Wide. It's a nice area and hopefully I'll be able to get a bit of work done down there. Or at least that's the plan. But we'll see, because it could be busy with mooring, you know. There's limited moorings down there, although there are a lot. It is limited. So we'll see when we get there what it's all about. And there you go. We're here. It's only a short trip from Great Haywood Junction down the Staffs and Worcester before we get here to Tixall Wide. What a beautiful mooring. It's lovely. It's peaceful. Yeah, should be a nice mooring for a couple of days. We are just out of it a little bit. We actually went into Tixall Wide. Tixall Wide's a bit more that way, so we went down there and we've winded so that we're pointing in the right direction again for getting back up to Great Haywood so we can trade at weekend. But where we are now, we're kind of right out on the very last mooring. You can see the other boats are a good way off, and the towpath is nice and wide, so we're not going to interfere with anybody who's walking, any other boats, so we can crack on and get some work done. So we've got some stock to sell to everybody, because again, this is what it's all about. But yeah, what a beautiful mooring. Well, good afternoon. We're inside Lady Brian, because here we look outside, it's wet, it's miserable, it's been throwing it down all day. It's still raining now, so we've just been catching up on more work, which is why we came out here in the first place. But yeah, unfortunately it's time to go and get wet. I've got to go to the post office and post out some orders, and unfortunately the post office shuts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Not sure why. Wanted to go to the post office yesterday, and then that was after 2 o'clock, realised that it was only open till 2. So it's time to go to the post office and get rid of the next lot of orders. Well, that behind us there is the second lot we have to do today, and it's the last lot we have to do today. Thank God for that. It's just gone 8 o'clock in the morning, and what a kerfuffle that was. That was a nightmare. I'm having deja vu of being trapped up in Arpley Bridge all over again. A huge, and I mean probably nearly 3 foot balk of wood stuck in the gate. So as the lock's filled, it's obviously dragged this piece of wood, and that's locked itself and wedged itself into the paddle in the gate. So we couldn't open the gate properly, and then when we did manage to open the gate to get in, we couldn't shut the paddles because the wood was stuck in the paddle. But luckily we've not had to phone CRT, just our boat hooks and a lot of prodding, poking, swearing. Finally got it out. It floated to the surface, and there's another boat just behind us. It's a higher boat, but the guys on there give us a lift, and between us we've managed to actually get the piece of wood out of the water. But yeah, bottoms were twitching there. Breakfast may have been cancelled, and it has delayed us slightly, so we're up against it a bit now, so I better get my foot down. Not that we speed anyway, but figuratively speaking, I better get my foot down, otherwise I'll be getting shouted at by Lou.